we meet again. Sorry, but I don't really have... I was originally looking up some information at the House of Dana, but... I should have been done with the first draft of my thesis by now, but I've barely written a well, I guess but who am I kidding? Maybe I'm not cut out to be a researcher. I should probably notify my advisor sooner than later. To be honest, I haven't slept a wink for days. Lack of sleep hinders my ability to focus, and if I can't focus, I've seen the caliber of the other academia students. They're all... if it wasn't for someone who's been helping me out, my advisor probably... no. This might sound strange, but I actually don't know who's been... due to my lack of sleep. Yeah, but oddly enough, when my homework's somehow finished before the but that's not all. My flowers are watered, laundry's done. I really don't know what's going on, but... for now, maybe the stars above decided to help out after seeing... but there's no point in me studying at that. It comes down to my own efforts, improving... Oh no, I've already... I still haven't made much headway on my thesis. Yes, but time's of the essence. But the Wisdom Sealy is truly amazing. If you want its help, all you have to do is write down your question, and you'll get a response a short while later. No one knows who or what, but getting an answer all comes down to the Sealy's mood. Sometimes it'll only give you a vague answer or play... all I can do right now is... who knows if it'll happen this time? Trying my luck with another phenomenon. Oh, really? But I don't want to take up your time. Sorry for the Okay, let's go. I just hope among the countless legends surrounding the house, it hasn't been around for long, but word of the Sealy's, so it should... Any funny antics in the House of Dana will... Let's split up and ask around about the Sealy.
Time to go.
Excuse me? Have you ever heard of the Wisdom Sealy?
You've come to the right person. I came across this legend not too long ago myself. After hearing about it, I decided to test it out and asked it. 2 days later, I got a response. It included 2 pages of detailed and accurate information. It's... Yeah, so I submitted another question a few days ago. I still have...
That sounds like what others have said. But... I don't have the time. Whatever. Can you please tell me?
It's quite simple. Go to the bookshelf over there and find either Theoretical Astrology or a quick reference guide to astrology.
Oh, I know where those are. My Darshan has us use those too.
Okay, So write your question in a letter addressed to the Wisdom Seelie, and then insert the letter into one of the books. Come back in a day or two, and if you see a red stamp on your letter, that means the Wisdom... However, if the stamp never appears, then that means the Seelie doesn't...
I see. I'm gonna go write down my question.
Time to go.
Finally. I wrote out my question. Wait, I guess. Let's give it some time. I'll come back tomorrow to check on it. Don't worry, I see. Alright then, let's meet up here tomorrow. Time to look at the letter. Please let there be a stamp. Please let there be a stamp. There's a red stamp on it. The Seelie responded. This is wonderful. My troubles are at an end. I can't even begin to express... let's take a look at the thank you for your letter. Though I have extended a response, questionable... Okay, let's see. However, considering that you follow the hints I've left, and consider the effort you put into thinking and searching, what the... It's absolutely right about everything, but I'm running out of time. Huh? I could tell you're a very kind... I'll definitely think of a way to make it up to you once I take care of my thesis. Okay, let's start by looking at the hint it left us. The first clue lies hidden on the road of which... that's it? Not even a picture or... What's this road of wisdom and who's the... Possibly. That sounds like... Wait, I think I get what it means. When I first left home, it took me days. It was so grand and awe-inspiring. After seeing the city, a thought popped into my head. Am I really worthy of worry, fear, or whatever you want to call it? But how does it know my feelings so well? You have a point. There's... anyway...
Time to go.
Oh, we should be close. This is the way I came when I first traveled to Sumeru City. Aw, it's been way too long since I last visited home. No, this isn't the time for that kind of talk. It is. Relying solely on what the silly said might not be viable. Assuming the silly is intentionally linking... So I was distracted and... I didn't notice it at all. The poor thing was sound asleep, and there were actually more Avidia leopards sleeping nearby, and they were all... Good thing someone from the Eremites heard me shouting for help. Yeah, but when I finally managed to calm myself down, it's extremely... I also had it with me when the Academia conducted its selection exam at my village. I checked my bag at least a dozen. I feel much more at ease knowing that I have it with me. I had, but I ended up losing it before I even finished registration at the Academia. Yeah, and that's when I started having sleeping problems. Losing a talisman like that is... I think we should look around if the silly is trying to make me remember things that happened in the past. Hope the silly's clue wasn't also torn to shreds by Avidia leopards. I'm sorry. I suppose any progress... Oh, we should be close. Sure enough, it's here. And in a really obvious place. That pretty much confirms my hunch. I don't know. But how did it know about all these details? I've hardly told anyone about this stuff. It's not hiding somewhere and spying on me, is it? Oh, that's a scary thought. Anyway, let's look at the clue we found. Seems like you haven't forgotten about your very first failure. See? It knows everything. I have no idea what's going on. No wonder this silly is becoming legendary. Let's keep reading the clue. I've placed the second clue where heaven meets water. The answer, seemingly amongst the stars, was ultimately washed to some unremarkable place downstream. Just as I thought. It's something to do with me again. If the first clue was any indication, then the location described in this clue should also be related to my life experiences. Most Ratawahist research is related to studying the stars. My own thesis work often requires me to go in the field and collect astrological data. And, let's just say there's another devastating and unforgettable... but that can't be helped, right? We do many things not because we want to, but because we have to. Let's keep moving. It might be hard to believe, but being out and about is making me feel a lot better than usual.
Time to go.
We're here. That's the spot. That's where I performed my first field observation after enrolling at the academia. I borrowed everything was ready to go and I was positive, but the equipment was a little heavy and I didn't notice it. After I finished setting up everything, the next thing I knew, you must be wondering how someone can... thank you for oh, it's a vicious. I just to pay off the damage. Bingo. Oh, after all, I am, of course. I don't mean that although it, but I guess and that's anyways. That place downstream could be somewhere close by.
Taking a stroll in the middle of it.
Here, it's over here. Let's see. Well, I don't know if the clues. Would someone really go to all this trouble? Anyway, just follow me. I'll save the story for when we get there.
Windstrider!
This is the place that immediately came to mind when the hint mentioned a crossroad. I came here to conduct some astrological observation once. Everything went smoothly on the way, and I thought I was starting to get used to life at the academia. But just as I was about to set up the observation equipment, I heard a strange sound coming from nearby. I made my way here and discovered a bunch of bandits robbing someone. They were a group of treasure hoarders, and the family that was being mugged looked completely helpless. They definitely wouldn't have been able to. Not exactly. I already had a vision by that time. Someone with a vision should technically be really powerful, right? However, I didn't know how to channel the power of the elements to fight at that time, and then I ran away. Eventually, I managed to return. It took longer than I don't know if the family. I faced a lot of problems after I could have stepped in to help that family. Would it have ended differently if I were just a little braver? It's just as. But what about my thesis? We still. All right. I'm really sorry.
Time to go. Time to go.
Let's stop here. All right. I'm gonna give my legs a rest. I'll be waiting for you here. I feel bad for making you go through so much trouble for me. I'm sorry. But... watch out! But... monsters! Oh, no, I'll fight too, but I want to... I mustn't... I should take action. If you miss those opportunities in life, you may never get another chance to make up for them. Huh. I suppose that's fate. All right.
Gather!
Born of ice and frost.
Solidify!
Access denied. Allow me.
Into the wind!
Born of ice and frost.
I really need to keep up with my it's embarrassing to be out. Well, but then again, I'm just happy I did. Oh, although I may not can use.